Hey dudes. Uh, Fake news. Der Spiegel, I think's how you pronounce it. Um, some dude who worked at a giant German newspaper just came out and said that a whole lot of his stuff just made up. Like, not just I exaggerated. Just no, just completely fabricated. Um, some of it's completely fabricated. Other stuff he like put characters together. Um, Literally just came up with quotes on his own. Um, you know, r slash hate crime hoaxes on Reddit. Um, you got uh, there was a sign in Minnesota that said Mexicans keep out. Just made it up. Just fucking made it up. Um, if you argue with people about if the fact that the news, so much of it's fake, people be like, oh no, there's journalistic integrity, editors, there's stuff to stop that. All right, look, this dude had awards from like CNN and other places. Um, it said he had published 60 articles in Der Spiegel, or man's published 60 articles. Um, he only said that 14 of them were just literally fake news, um, which I fucking doubt that. Like I really like if you're going to lie that hardcore, you don't just you don't just not lie. Like at that point, approaching like pathology. Like you've become a pathological liar. If you're going if you're going to make up 14 articles literally lying about people being racist and shit like that, you have issues. The rest of those articles should definitely be checked. But here's the problem that I don't see a lot of people talking about. I see people talking about the fact that fake news is bad, and um, fake news is bad. Gives people the wrong impression. It's lying. It's if someone lies to you and gives you the wrong information, that takes away part of your free will to make choices because you can't make a choice unless you have information, and someone deliberately giving you wrong information takes away your choice. So the problem I have with fake news isn't that they lie, because that's fine. I can deal with liars. Like I can you can unless literally everybody lies and subscribes to it, completely, and there's no way to, and it's impenetrable to find the truth. Um, you can work your way through that. But the problem is that all of these sites, um, I don't know how to put this. Um, Whenever people see stuff that supports their beliefs, it's a good way to put it. You have that base layer of thought of what people think is true, right? Whether like your ideological base. Um, so people will have that. They'll see something else that subscribes to it that upholds their belief of their base core belief of what's true, and then they'll do that, and they'll keep adding stuff onto there, submit it in, and they're like, all right, cool, this is my new base. And then something else comes along that builds off of that, and you're like, okay, that goes along with everything I've heard and seen, so this is most likely true, because people are rational. It takes a special kind of idiot to willfully be irrational. So people might be wrong, but they're not irrational usually. So they do what normal people do, which is you add more and more onto your core beliefs, and you just keep building off of what you know. Because that's what science does. You have to uphold, um, God, I can't remember the name of it, consistency or something. A study is more likely to be true if it complies with stuff we already know. So instead of someone making up an entire new theory of the universe, um, that throws out a whole bunch of like shit we've already known and tested really well. Um, so that's the problem is people will build up, but whenever it's fake, you have people built. on people are building their core beliefs on stuff that factually is not true, and that a lot of times sites just go back over and they say, yeah, yeah, we kind of fucked up, but that that little phantom still remains. Like if you take a person who doesn't know like anything about SJWs or oppression or anything like that, and you show them all of these articles, um, if over a long span of time, if you show people articles, of hate crimes and stuff like, oh my God, someone had Nazi symbolism, drawn all over. They had Hitler pictures, hung up. It was a Jew in their office at a college, and it turns out that it was a fucking leftist that did it. What's going to happen is, the person, they'll realize that they're like, okay, that one case is fake. But if you build that into someone's core beliefs, people don't want to change those. Like science, fucking people don't. No one does. It takes a rare person to go back and self-analyze every so often and make sure that they're still their views still represent reality. But if you show someone shit like that long enough, that they'll internalize it, and they will just assume that to be true. And you could probably just go every little thing you could show them, that you showed them to build up that belief. You could probably go back and be like, over time, be like, oh, it turns out, oh yeah, that one thing was faked, and they're like, oh, well, it happens. And then they would still believe that this was like a huge problem. Or I'm just using that as an example, but you get what I'm saying. It's like people. It's like the shell will still be there. It's like if you have like factual events that happen, they're bricks and they're there. But whenever it turns out it's fake, you're literally just building a tower out of sticks. It's got nothing to it. So whenever all these fake news sites, so basically the entire mainstream media, the cite each other media, it it ruins everything. Because if you have one person lie, like this guy did, because this guy's articles were posted on other sites. Hell, almost every single like bombshell, however you want to put it, bombshell, so and so slam so and so, like they just quote each other. So all it takes, like the Pissgate dossier, the fake dossier about the president hiring hookers to piss on the bombs or whatever the hell it was, the Steele dossier. Um, that was fake. Like everyone's like, yeah, it's fake, but it's still used. Like because what had happened is BuzzFeed or Huffington Post. I I can't keep them separate in my head, but they posted this, and then every other place picked it up, and that's what happens with news sites like that. Anytime someone busts something big quotes or not, anytime they bust something they think is big, other sites, they pick it up and they go, "Oh, look, this thing is happening." And you're like, "Dude, that was fake. What are you doing?" They're like, "No, no, 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 no. Look, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. Okay, it was them." So people are like, "Okay, that site fucked up." But then another site does it, and everyone else quotes it, and the site that fucked up the first time, they're like, "No, no, no, it wasn't us fucking up. It was that site." So people are like, "Okay, it was that site this time." And people don't they don't it hollows it gives them hollow building blocks in their thought processes. It's like, okay, that place messed up that one time and that place messed up that one time. You don't see like the root cause, that is all of these sites lie to you. You just think they're all different. They're all doing the exact same thing, which is trying to push an agenda on you, and they don't care how they do it. It's a really weird, disingenuous appeal to authority, because they just report it as true. They're like, oh my god, so and so reported this here, and people are like, oh my god, this thing happened. Not this website reported it. People go, oh my god, this is happening because everyone's reporting it. It's this really just giant, just error in reasoning. It's like just because a website reports it doesn't make it true. And just because all the websites report it definitely doesn't make it true because other websites don't care if it's true or not. All they care about is clicks. And if it turns out it's not true, if they didn't publish it, they don't care because they just go, they fucked up. It's them, not us. Our reputation is still fully intact, even though they've done it, dozens of times before. They're like, oh, we messed up horribly. Here's this retraction. Sorry, we like almost ruined that person's life, and they skate with it. So that's it. Uh, yeah, Der Spiegel. Uh, look out for all the other articles the guy made, or if you want to do some interesting stuff, go try and like backtrack some of the articles he made and read it because that's what I'm gonna do later. I'm gonna try and find some of his stuff, um, and I'm just gonna see if there's anything that smells funky, and then I'm just gonna assume that he lied about that one. But we'll have to wait and see. Um, but it's gonna be a good couple of days when people finally or people are gonna forget about it, which God bless. Chances are, actually, yeah, yeah. Chances are, um, what is it? We got 5 days till Christmas. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna care. Everyone's gonna forget about it, except for us. Um, the yeah, the normies are gonna forget that a dude literally made up stories. An award-winning guy from fucking Jesus. All right, dudes, that's it. I'll see you.